To discuss, we're joined now by energy expert Mike Rossouw. Mr. Rossouw, some more breakdowns, and the CEO was talking about it there. Medupi, Kendal and Duva are the units. And Medupi shouldn't be breaking down if it was built properly, but we know that it wasn't.
Indeed, it wasn't built properly, and there are design defects, serious design defects in both Kusile and Medupi. You know, the thing that really amazes me is that the CEO and the COO are continuously giving people an update on their problems. I have not yet heard a single word about what they're going to do about it. Not a single word. So, in
what
conclusion,
do you mean about Medupi?
About Eskom in general.
Yeah.
They have lost control. They have totally lost control, and they're giving us no indication of what their plan is. Now, I do know what they have to do, but it's unpleasant, and it's politically unpleasant. So, unfortunately, we hear nothing about what they're doing. We're only hearing about stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and so it carries on. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic.
Well, are you sympathetic at all? The CEO, incredibly, has called these failing, often old coal-fired power stations a dead horse, saying it's flogging a dead horse. And he did say that we need to add 4,000 megawatts to 6,000 megawatts immediately to the grid. But Eskom can't do that. It's waiting for government to license the renewable energy, for that to come online. So it is a process. Are you sympathetic at all?
I'm not sympathetic at all. Eskom has more than enough capacity. In fact, they can shut down the old power stations. They can shut them down right now because they're not producing anything anyway. But what they have to do is they've got to return the fleet to the reliability that the fleet was designed for. And they're not doing that. And that's the thing that annoys me, is that they are not dealing with the fundamental issues of their big power plants. And the plants are being destroyed by ineptitude and poor maintenance, or total lack of maintenance. And we're hearing nothing of this. Yeah. Government's silent. I think this is going to be an economic catastrophe, personally.
Well, what Eskom has spoken about is its debt, unsustainable debt, and there's no real solution to that. That would come from government, presumably. The system that's broken, and we keep on getting predictions on when it could get better, but there are these contingencies. Things have to happen. We need more renewables. We need things to be fixed before that happens. So you're saying you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. You can't see a date when things will get better, and then a date when load shedding will end at the current rate.
If Eskom does the right things and everything goes right, I can kid you not, 5 years of load shedding is upon us, and it's going to get worse and worse. I mean, this issue about money is nonsense, because in the end analysis, we know that there's been pilfering, we know there's been stealing, and there's been corruption. So government needs to step in and take serious action and sort this whole thing out. And Eskom are doing nothing about it. The CEO is being hamstrung. He's not being able to say anything. And so the public are left in the dark. And I mean that literally and figuratively, load shedding and whatnot. But load shedding is with us for 5 years plus, unless they do something drastically different.
So you are sympathetic then. You're saying that even if Eskom does everything right, it can't stop load shedding for the next 5 years. There's nothing that the managers can do. Am I repeating your sentiment correctly?
I believe there's nothing they can do, because the problem is entirely an Eskom problem, entirely a government problem, and load shedding is upon us. I'm not sympathetic for that. I hate load shedding, as you do. But unfortunately, that's the reality. That's all they've got left. They've got to step up to the plate and do what they had to do in the first place: sort out the maintenance.
Within its purview, we have seen Eskom taking some action against a manager accused of recklessness, for example, not responding to a signal. We know that there was disciplinary action there. Then arrests have been made, people messing with the infrastructure, basically. Are those kinds of interventions going to help at all? Maybe a little bit?
Not at all. I think they're looking for excuses. The problem is bigger than one or two managers. The problem needs to be started with the board. The board fails to understand. They have not a clue of what's going on in their operation. Let's start there. Secondly, Andre de Ruyter and the CEO are being hamstrung to tell them the truth because they have to know, and they do know the truth. And government are doing
well,
absolutely...
hasn't he said the truth if he's called the whole infrastructure a dead horse? How more explicit can you get?
No, you can't get more explicit, but the point is they're not believing it. They don't believe it because they're hearing it from the same old people, and everybody's living in a dream. Andre de Ruyter is living in a dream. He's hoping that things will come right. I mean, he was given 18 months or 2 years to sort it out. It's now 5 years, 6 years, and Eskom is getting worse every day. So I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I see a train coming straight at us.
All right, thank you very much, energy commentator Mike Rossouw.